Hey guys, Ralph Havens here, and this is for your Enlighten Up session for January of 2021. And it's a short one, but I'm including a link to a longer video session. And it's actually, I think, still the most viewed video that I've ever made. I think it was my very first Facebook Live too, back in 2016. But here it is. So, a couple of things. One is a very cool way, I guess you could call it a life hack or a very cool way to make things happen for yourself in the world, to get things done, to be successful, to have things happen. And the first way is to be interesting to other people, but it's different than you think. So instead of being interesting, you could think of being interested. And we had a thing happen years ago when we were looking to rent here in Bellingham. We had sold our house. We were selling our house in up by the mountain, and we were looking to live in town. And we found a really cool house, and it was by the trails in Fairhaven, here in Bellingham, Washington. And the guy came to show us the house, but he couldn't find the keys, and then he had to go back and get the keys, and then he was talking to us, and he was a doctor, getting close to retiring, I think, and had a lot of cool stuff that he was doing. And we asked him stuff. We talked to him. He basically talked the entire time. I mean, probably like an hour of hanging out with us and talking and talking. And he was doing all the talking. And he was doing all the talking about himself and about everything that he did and all that he was up to, and all the cool stuff that he was doing to help the world, and just all sorts of stuff. He talked about himself the whole time. And at the end, we were listening very attentively. And at the end, um, he said that it was so great to meet us, and we were so interesting, and man, we were doing such great things. And the thing is, we didn't tell him anything. We didn't tell him anything about anything. And all we did was listen very attentively to him, and really we were interested in him, and we were really wanting to know what he was about. He was doing really cool things, and he thought that we were the most interesting people he had met in a long time. And um and he left with a really good feeling in his heart, and it really a lot of liking of us. And ended up they didn't end up renting out the house. They decided to just sell it instead. But um but we had a giant connection, and he just spilled his heart out to us. And so when you think of getting what you want in life, one thing to do, it works for dating, of course, right? To be interested, but not interesting. And it's an active way of listening. It's not passively just not doing anything. It's active listening. So there's something else to do in this enlighten up process. And that's, in the Bible, they talk about be still and know that I am God. And so when I was talking to my friend Don, who had had a near-death experience, and interviewed him quite a few times, it's on our Miracles, Magic, and Coffee shows. And I said, Don, what would you tell people the most important thing? And with a smile, he said, shut up and listen. And um, and he said it with a real smile. It's like he knew that was one of the big secrets. And so one thing you can do is to sit quietly and then notice what you notice in your body. What you see, what you hear, what you feel, and not trying to figure it out or understand it, just to sit with it and just to notice it. And then to extend it out and notice what you see with your eyes, like the trees and the wind blowing through the trees, and what you hear, the wind blowing and the traffic going and the little kids running by, and something happening in the next door store, and just what you hear and what you feel, what you feel. If there's certain emotions running through you, and the feelings in your body, the physical feelings. So one thing you can do is to be really attentive, really interested in what's happening in you, inside your body, the feeling, and what's happening in the world, what you see and what you hear and what you smell and what you taste and what you feel. And just being very attentive, just being interested. try it out and see what you think. I've got a whole video session for you um, called "What Am I?" So you can go and check that out and use it and notice what's different even today after watching this short video, and then again after watching the long video. And you're getting these videos because you're part of the Enlighten Up and Get What You Want program. So I appreciate you being here. Really appreciate you being here. It was what happened when we were living outside and we couldn't figure things out, and we had lots of money running through our hands, and we were trying to get a grip on the world, on our lives. And I had to learn how to be happy first. Jen told me, be happy, Ralph. Jen's dad said, you got to be happy, Ralph. And I figured out a lot of stuff. I'm still learning, of course. And I really appreciate you being here because I know you're working on stuff and figuring stuff out and doing the deep work, the important work. And so this is how this all started. I wrote it all into a little book, Enlighten Up and Get What You Want, and then turn it into a course where people join me over the phone. That was before we were doing a lot on the internet. And then turn it into the course that you have right now. So I encourage you to go use that Enlighten Up and Get What You Want portal and go through those videos. It's lots of great healing and training and sessions there for you. And then check out the video today that I have in the link here in the description. So let's heal yourself and heal the world. And let me know how you're doing. I really want to know how you're doing and what I can do for you. Let me know. These sessions are once a month because you're with me one-on-one. I mean, because you're with me for the Enlighten Up program. And a few of you are getting it extra. Um, so appreciate you. Have a really good day, and I will see you very soon.